Hi there, Karen Roby here with James Sanders for Tech Republic, and we're talking about what's new in CPUs. James, I know it rhymes. That sounds pretty good. So what is new with CPUs?
Well, AMD and Intel have just made announcements about their new product lines at Computex in Taiwan, and AMD's announcement is actually quite impressive. They've just moved to a 7-nanometer manufacturing process, and with that, every time you shrink, these manufacturing processes, the power consumption decreases. So they've been able to take their 2700X, and for the third generation, of course, it's going to be a 3700X, but they've managed to take that and get double-digit increases in performance, about 15%, while reducing the TDP, the amount of power it uses, from 105 watts to 65. So with that, you're just using a lot less power, it generates less heat, it requires less cooling, it's just better. And it really is a substantial increase in performance, especially for a year-over-year improvement. Double digits, nothing to sneeze at. So with this, it is really honestly a very impressive thing. And the prices are undercutting Intel too. So compared to Intel's current generation stuff, AMD is really coming out ahead for desktop stuff, but Intel did just announce their new 10-nanometer Ice Lake platform for mobile processors. With that, and Intel's always had a little bit better job at doing a lot of really fine-tuned power performance for mobile stuff, just to squeeze out as much performance as you can get out of a small laptop battery. And with that, Intel's doing well, but this stuff is, their 10-nanometer process has been a little bit tortured. It started out in 2016 and got delayed to 2018, and even then you could buy it in one laptop that you can only buy in China, and a small form factor computer that Intel sells occasionally. So that was considered more of a learning process for them, and now they're going to try to really make this mainstream. They've had production issues. They're probably over that now, but we'll see how it goes when this stuff actually, hits retail.
And so you kind of answered this a little bit, so what do you think? What should people buy, Intel or AMD, when it comes down to it?
For mobile stuff, you're likely to get a little bit better battery life on Intel just because of the amount of power tuning that they do. For desktop, AMD seems to be the way to go.
Okay, and in terms of hitting the market, when will these be for sale, the products?
AMD's new 7-nanometer stuff is going to be out on July 7th, 7/7. Mm-hmm. That's a Sunday, but they don't seem to mind all that much. So, it'll be here in July. For Intel stuff, mobile processors are not something that is really socketed. Mm-hmm. It's, soldered directly onto the main board, so you can't really put it in your own systems. So stuff utilizing Intel's new Ice Lake processors will be out later this year. Dell's already announced a laptop with it, and you can find that on ZDNet, but there's a lot of stuff that is going to start being announced because that embargo is lifted, because Intel is actually acknowledging that these are ready to ship. So that stuff will be coming out as the year goes on.
All right. Well, so for more on what's new in CPUs, make sure you check out ZDNet and Tech Republic.